All right, guys, welcome to the Battle Spirits Saga Nexus Boys podcast eulogy dead game that is
Oh
Battle
gosh,
Spirits Saga. How's everyone doing, guys? It's
tragic.
been a long time coming, and as has this podcast. Um, we haven't done one for a long time, so it's really nice to get back together with you guys. Um, yeah, other than the game dying, the loved game, how is everyone doing? It's lovely to see you, Harry.
I'm good, yeah. Obviously, sad about the game, but I think a lot of us were planning to take a break or dial it down at the very least after this world cycle. So, I think a lot of us saw it coming, but still sad. We have a great vibe going, but as Josh says, lovely to see all of you. It's been a while, but happy to be here as always. How about you, Kieran? How you doing?
Yeah, good. I mean, my kind of plan was kind of the same as yours. It was like after Worlds or stuffing, I was going to take a break anyway. Yeah, I didn't really have anything lined up, but I knew it was time for me to kind of quit. But obviously, sad to see the news. Obviously, I know there was a lot of passionate people who were really into the game and still love the game to the very end. So it's not nice for anyone, really. But yeah, what about you, Emmy?
Yes, I think I took a break before you guys. I got my heart broken by this game, to be honest. Like,
Oh
I
no!
think, yeah. I mean,
Oh, did you see your heart emoji come up?
what did it? What did it? Because I say heart,
Yeah, because you
does
said
it
because
recognize?
your heart got broken for some reason.
It just came out. Okay. Yeah, I think I was very like disappointed, and I felt like this was the first TCG that I really like committed to. So yeah, I kind of like I couldn't really put myself like through committing to it and then seeing nothing happening. So I kind of like watched from the sideline and very sad, kind of like remembering the whole times, but at the same time, kind of I think we're finding closure now in a way, like selfishly. Not the best result because like first year Battle Spirit Saga is like goated for me. Like it was the best year, honestly. Um, so hopefully today we can like relive some of those moments together, which is together and with everyone else that have been watching the podcast and has been asking us where we've been. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, thanks to everyone that's tuning in for this. Obviously, it was a really great game. In the second year, I enjoyed judging the tournament in Milan, doing some fine stuff as well. Um, yeah, I mean, it was sad to see the game go. I actually didn't know it was gone. I kind of thought they were going to do some tournaments for it, but then 7th hour, it was basically advised that there'd be no more battles. Very sad realization to be told, and to have to
yeah.
tell.
Literally 2 days before, you were asking the group chat like, "Hey, if we organize tournaments, who can make it?" Blah blah. And
Big news coming up, guys. Watch
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Literally,
Yeah,
that
I
was the
mean,
message.
yeah, it was crazy because I was advised that it was all game systems other than One Piece that was going to be at this mini fest tournament. So I was like super pumped to see all the guys facilitate a nice tournament in central Amsterdam, blah blah blah. And then the day before, yeah, it just turns out that yeah, no battle spirits, and yeah, it was just over. And then I think within 24 hours of me saying that, pretty sure they put out on Facebook the game was no longer being supported at all, or within a few days. So very very quick and sudden fall off the map for what was a fantastic game. Mechanically, mainly, I thought brilliant, very exciting. I know you said you got your heart broken, Emmy, by the game, but it's definitely giving you a foundation for something you're very passionate about now. Obviously, with me, both of us, we're playing Star Wars cards now. Star Wars
Yeah.
Unlimited. We are enjoying a lot. So, without Battle Spirits, maybe you got to that to playing Star Wars.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not just that, like uh I think the biggest gain was like in the people that we met along the way, and um so many like experiences. So
Oh yeah,
totally,
we're gonna
yeah.
get onto all that now. But first of all, we're gonna pass over to Harry and Kieran because they went to the world final. Kieran, yeah, I believe you did pretty well. So yeah,
Yep.
why don't you guys fill us in on that as briefly as possible? We've got a lot to get through, but love to hear your experiences, and it looked very fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty interesting event. It was ProFest 2 and Worlds kind of merged into one, with ProFest being on the Saturday and Worlds being on the Sunday. I didn't test for this event at all. I kind of just read the cards online, and I read the cards online, spoke to a few people, and then we knew like Sushi was the best deck anyway. And the deck kind of builds itself for like the first 40 cards, and then the others are just like random tech cards you can do. Um, I didn't overcook. I do strongly believe if you over prepare in a tournament, you can just kind of overcook yourself sometimes and come up with things that just don't make any sense. Um, so it's just one of those kind of things that we really just, I don't know, we just kind of vibed with and just kind of tested. Yeah, I
Sushi is
mean,
raw either way, right?
yeah, yeah, it
Don't
was
need
one
to
of those
cook first.
things. Yeah, I yeah, it was one of those things. I mean, yeah, in terms of like placements, I mean, yeah, I was very fortunate to win the Profest on the Saturday, going up against Alberto in the finals on the for the Profest. And I mean, me and Alberto have got like a history. I think we played each other twice prior, and he beat me both times. So winning the Profest was pretty good. I got this like Nuggy I've got like here, if it like shows kind of properly, like the one of one Nuggy, which is kind of neat. Shout out to Tom, our collector, who's been buying all the one of one cards. I'm just not going to sell it to him. Just taunting him. And then yeah, I mean, Harry, do you want to share about kind of your Profest experience, and I'll kind of go on to Worlds?
Yeah, I the kind of what you spoke about, where you can overtest and overcook. I think it was quite clear early on that Sushi was just very dominant, and I think that this format was a new environment when it comes to Battle Spirits, where we haven't really had a tier 0 environment to quite this extent before. We've seen in year 2 they've been trying to push really strong decks so that people can just hop into the game straight away. But even in like Ira Hydra format, you could still counter one of the two if you really committed yourself to countering it. But generally, the thing that you would use to counter Ira would lose to Hydra and vice versa. Whereas there was just no beating Sushi. I mean, people spent weeks and weeks trying to figure out how to beat it. Like you could maybe even win rate it, but at the end of the day, it was just the best choice. So I think a lot of people picked it. I did okay. I went X2, so lost in the hero round, finished 11th, and it was top 9 that made it through to the next day. So still a pretty decent showing. Like I can't be
Mm.
hard done by or anything. It was a good day. And yeah, as Kieran said, I mean, Ciao Alberto, of course, we've had him on the channel before. One of our boys, truly one of the best players, and we're all very happy to see him get the dub. Kieran, obviously, eh, a bit at your expense, but then again, you got the one-off Nagy, as you say. So who's the
Yeah,
real winner?
it's one of those things. Like I finished second at Worlds the very next day after winning Profest, and I mean, like the fact that like, the finals was me and Alberto for the Profest and the World Finals is pretty like, I don't know how often that's happened in a TCG ever, of like the back-to-back finals being the exact same two people. Like I've just never really seen that before in a TCG event. Obviously he got the dub on the World Finals day. But I got the one of one Nuggy, so I don't know. I don't know who the real winner is here, but
Can
yeah.
you advise like why how was it a mirror match?
It was, yeah. We both played sushi. I think our sushi decks were very like similar as well. There was like a few minor differences, but
So
we kind of had the same logic.
what was the swinger on the final then? Was it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
He drew like significantly better. Like he drew the nuts game one, and then in game two, I think his board like would die to a flood stream, so he just went all out, and I didn't have the flood stream, so he just wins. The sushi deck can, I mean, but that World Finals game is really good to watch for people who did want to watch it, because game one you can see how the deck can just mill you out, and game two you can see how the deck can just pivot to being like aggro go wide pile for no reason, by the way. Like, he can just do that. But
I mean,
overall, pretty
still,
good.
congratulations. Amazing show. Um, great to see
Yeah.
Europe on top at the end. Oh,
I've got like this like silver. It's like got my blur on a little bit, so it's like fading. But like the second place Amaterasu, which unfortunately is a terrible card, mind you. But
I mean, that's definitely anyway, but very nice to look at
Slam
nonetheless.
it on the board anyway.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, so how was the experience of the actual tournament, like the expo venue?
Ben in year one.
Yeah, definitely. Orlando's much more accommodating to tourists, I think, in terms of the overall vibe than LA. There was no one getting mugged at gunpoint or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure.
The whole expo environment was quite nice. The tournament itself was well ran, and I think Kieran's been to Orlando a few times. This was my first time in Orlando, so I was very happy to just like explore. And we actually got Kieran and Josh out finally. The native ones,
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna ask about the nightlife. You know, that's the nightlife was always synonymous with our tournament goings.
Oh yeah,
So
it was good.
Kieran
Yeah.
and Josh, you got them out. Where did you go?
We went to a few places, didn't we? I think the cowgirl bar was the main thing. That was like the main
Cowgirl.
highlight.
They
that was the main highlight for sure, right?
did some line dance.
They did a lot,
of,
right?
a lot of mechanical bull riding going on.
Nice.
Some very good techers on display.
That's it.
Obviously, it's a shame that we didn't have a bigger crowd, the usual crowd, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it
was
was great.
working that week. No way I could come.
I mean, actually, me and Josh, we actually, for Worlds, we basically nearly missed deck submission. I think we got there by like 3 minutes to go before we would have gotten like a game one loss. So,
Ouch.
we
In
made it.
typical fashion, I mean, it's not like Harry's ever done that before or anything.
The thing is, we clearly got our times modeled up, so we were just like walking casually to like the judge, and he's like, "Why are you guys walking? You guys are like nearly late." I was like, "Oh, I mean, yeah,
It was very early on day
we
two for the
we are this tournament. We're late.
yeah."
Yes.
True.
But anyway, yeah. So, what was your favorite food highlight of the trip? 'Cause we always had nice food, and it was like the giant burrito in New York.
The so on the Sunday, I think we all got sushi after the tournament
Oh
to
yeah.
celebrate the
How
terrible death.
appropriate. Yeah,
That
that's
was
funny.
fun because we kept stuffing Josh with more food. The other shout out to Byron. We kept making him buy more food, and he just ended up spending like $50-$60 or something.
Mad.
Just 'cause he supplied him with
Nice.
food.
Oh, was
Shout
it?
out to Spiro. Yeah, I think his favorite food would have been the Shake Shack that we visited many, many, many times.
Yeah, that was good. Denny's as well. Denny's was banging.
Denny's was actually really good. They had some really nice food, actually. We went there quite a few times when it was just me and Josh as well. So shout out to Denny's.
So, with 1 minute left on this part of the conversation, what would you say was your favorite standout moment from Worlds?
Probably the tournament for me, considering that was the thing I was least looking forward to because of the results, right?
Yeah, nice, very nice. Yeah, obviously. What about you, Harry?
Yeah, I think just like probably the opposite, just the stuff outside the tournament. I did really enjoy the tournament experience. It was great, but I think by then I kind of knew that this was gonna be my last rodeo for a while either way. So I was much more hopeful that we just have fun moments outside of that, and we did. Like went out with Karen, hung out with Ayumu, Julia, others. So we had a lot of fun outside of the venue. That would be my highlight.
Awesome. All right. So, I mean, Kieran's touched quite a bit already. But we're gonna go through our achievements, our favorite achievements whilst we played the game. So, Emmy, you've been silent for a long time. So, what were your favorite achievements throughout your tournament career in Battle Spirits?
Um, sure. I think what comes to mind is the two tournaments I did the best. I think, which was the Grand Open in Glasgow, which was such a good tournament. Actually, like one of the best memories because I think myself, Harry, Marv, and Frankie did top 8, the four of us. So it was really good. And then I managed to get to the final against Alex Blandon. Um, Gotta shout out Alex Blandon,
Yeah.
which we found
Friend of the
back
channel.
in Star Wars Unlimited.
Yeah, he's following
Um,
us around
yeah,
other
it's following
games.
us around, pulling amazing results as always.
Him and Tata.
Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, that tournament was awesome. I remember it was it was the Axe Spider meta, so it was definitely, kind of exploiting that insane card. But I did made a call, like two very good call, which were two Turbo Rexes in main, and then the what was that card? Flame Breath. So it was a time where the Joker Unblockable came out, and like we figured out the Flame Breath was like the perfect counter. Um, that brought me like to the final. Even though it was a heartbreaking moment when I paired against Harry in top 8 after he went undefeated in Swiss. And obviously, if you go undefeated in
Exo
Swiss, you
Curse.
lose the first round. Yeah.
Goes without saying.
Um, and then obviously Pro Tour 3, where I thought I couldn't make Worlds, and then I got the invite to Pro Tour. Because Pro Tour 1 and 2 I couldn't go. And then I flew all the way to where was it? Portland.
Ass end of America.
Yeah, Portland. It was nice. And I used the Hot Wings, the green red deck that I cooked with Enoch to get into top 8. And then I got absolutely messed up by the judges.
Yeah,
Gave me a game loss for no reason. And now I can say it because
yeah, who
the
cares?
game is not happening. At the time, we were trying to be nice because
Diplomatic.
we would have to find. Yeah, exactly. But they really.
Tell us how you really feel, Em. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Just do it.
I feel like they definitely did it on purpose, 100%. Like I was the only European there.
Spill
They
the tea.
deck check me. Yeah, they deck check me the day before. It was fine, and then somehow, like they said, "Oh, we're gonna give you sleeves." They didn't give me sleeves. They didn't give anyone sleeves. It was a mess. But honestly, like I just blame the one or two people that made the decision that was just final. I couldn't appeal or anything. It was just ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah,
And
that's part of your
you know,
heartbreak, I guess.
I played top 8 with a game loss, and I won the first game, and I lost only for 3 or 4 cards count. Anyway, that was a great. I think these were my two favorite.
Nice.
Second place and top 8.
Well, my best tournament was definitely Worlds in LA. I didn't really have high expectations ever playing this game because there's so many elite players that way more committed to it. But I had so much fun. Made a really close connection with Andre as well. We went to the free tournament. That's when we first kind of really started hanging out. Then really close friends as well. So we both kind of decided just to play white decks as much as possible as by our team name. It won't repeat. And yeah, no, at the World's Final, I cooked up some little unique deck. It was a bit silly, really. It was like a hybrid sort of go fast, but like a control, kind of just annoying
What was that
tempo
card
thing.
that you were swearing by?
No,
The Neutral Droid?
we'll get there later when we all talk about our
Uh,
favorite cards.
okay.
But yeah, I had a legendary little card that basically stopped Alex and the boys. You remember in the first round I played. I can't remember, it's really bad. He was a winner.
It was Colin, no?
No,
Or was it?
Uh,
Oh, it was. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name as well.
he was a previous winner as well in one of the Pro Tours or Grand Open. But anyway, yeah, I had one stupid little 2-cost white card that hard countered their decks for some reason. It was hilarious. It had some of the best games of my life. Like I had a white control mirror, which it boiled down to like both of us having like six units on the board. He had like 5 life, and I managed to go unblockable all of them. That made me get into 30th, which was a pretty big prize pot for me, at least. And was a nice kind of ending to my. That's kind of when I stopped playing the game. And I was still part of the community though. Like I say, I did judge. So that would be my second best. Actually, was when everyone applauded me at the start of the Milan tournament when I was judging. That was so hilarious, and all the OPE stuff were like, why were they clapping? Like, I honestly can't tell you why.
And that came after they introduced the other judge for Dragon Ball, and
Yeah.
nothing
No
happened.
clap
And
at
then
all. Yeah. Then I got like a raging applause. Oh my! It was like embarrassing, but heartwarming simultaneously. If you know what I mean. So it was really funny. And obviously that tournament, I took a lot of pride in making sure that I went to the best I could, and thought it was a really good time. All the Italian community really welcomed there as well to do it. The having Ollie there and stuff was a pretty fun time. Bringing him from the Dragon Ball community.
oh my god, Milan as well was like the best, one of the best party that we had.
That's what I mean. It was
Yeah.
just a real good
100%.
time. Oh my
I'm
god!
sure Harry remembers it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely have to talk about the nightclub moments from that time. Yeah, what about you, Harry? What's your greatest achievement?
Yeah, I think I've had a pretty lucky time overall in terms of placements.
You
I
made
came
your
out
own
in
luck. Made your own luck.
maybe to some extent. I guess yeah, like I played Yu-Gi-Oh before maybe like 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago in the Synchro Xyz era, and like I was good at Yu-Gi-Oh, but at tournaments of that sort of scale, like it is really hard to conceive of winning something. Like I've topped things, but to win is a difficult thing to do. So the launch event, the first one where I came second, I was like, oh, like I can actually win something. I don't know. There was just a psychological element where I hadn't conceived that I might actually be able to win something
Yeah,
before.
I remember talking to you outside. You might not remember this. Like, you were having a cigarette. I was just like congratulating you. You were just like, yeah, I can't believe I'm actually winning. I'm really good.
Yeah.
You were so humble about it. I was like, nice. And then, you played Kieran a few times as well. They didn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
I played him twice. We played in top 4 and I think like maybe round 4 or something.
Kind of funny.
Twice.
Kind of funny to think that we were all in the building there, but we none of us knew each other. And then we creating this podcast.
It's like an anime, you know?
Yeah, it's like
all
a.
comes together. But yeah, I mean that was good. I think the year ones kind of stick out. Glasgow, as Emmy said, even though I only got top 8 there, and the Utrecht Pro Tour, they stood out to me because they were quite personalized in terms of the deck choices. I think that's something that Battle Spirits as a game did really well in year 1 compared to year 2. Year 2 was much more like you build a deck out of the box and it's pretty much complete, and that's quite common within TCG. So even though I won Wolves with Ira, that was a good feeling, but the deck was quite boring, I think, compared to like the Glasgow one, which had loads of Riz in it, and the purple yellow, which was super spicy. Obviously,
Yeah, I
there are a lot
mean,
of tournaments that I underperformed at because I was still trying to do cool stuff, but I don't really mind that because it makes those moments where you do pull off some clutch, stylish stuff. You're like, yeah,
The
those are
Glasgow deck is legendary.
I
Like
mean,
the day
honestly,
before you were
honestly,
there reading cards,
this
picking
this,
them one by
this
one.
is a
I deck
perfect
out and I read that to like yeah, it was so good.
this is like the perfect segment move over because our next segment start now and it's favorite decks. Harry, you're gonna just carry on and you're gonna have to decide what your favorite deck is out of all of your wonderful concoctions.
Out of my ones, yeah, probably
I
the
mean,
purple yellow.
out of the whole game, out of the whole game.
Out of the whole game, it would probably be like Enoch Pile year
Enoch
three.
Pyle,
It's
the
probably one of mine.
legendary
Yeah,
Enoch Pyle. Shout out to the
just
sensei.
'cause that was so cool, and like Enoch was always using cool decks before and like narrowly missing out on top 8. Like I remember at Glasgow as well, he came 10th with a deck that had like Maduke, Nomengard, and Nova all in the same
He
deck, and was
smacked
just
me
like,
with it. He smacked me with it game too because I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" I couldn't hard counter all the boss.
it was crazy, and I was so happy for him as well in uh Karlsruhe when he finally got that dub, finally got the second, because he is an incredible player, incredible deck
I
builder.
mean, shout out to Enoch because when I started playing the game on Discord and started the local, just me and him for like the first 4 weeks, and he basically taught me how the game, how to basically be good, and how the game can be very creative, exciting. Like I remember early on in set one, he was showing me like white yellow decks. Whoa! I didn't realize you could combine colors so effectively. Yeah, very very intuitive player and a great mentor. Probably to all of us at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so what was your favorite deck? Definitely Enoch's deck. Any other?
Overall, Enoch's deck, yeah, out of mine, yeah, the purple yellow from year one, and also like the first launch event deck, just because running depths and control white before everyone else did was
Yeah,
pretty base. Quite like
that
that.
was sure.
And obviously Kieran's sushi pal from from Orlando.
Well, Kieran, what was your favorite deck?
Deck wise, probably Smag Piles.
Yeah.
The peak of the Smag pile. I mean, you could build those
World's
decks in
one.
like
World's
so
one.
many different ways. Yeah, like those decks were so versatile and so much fun to be honest. Like even just building a Smag deck was a lot of fun because it just you generally would look at every card in the game. I remember going on like BSSDB and just you'd literally look through every single page because every single card could just go into this deck and like actually work as well. Obviously the cards that said ramp you just shoved in as well, to be honest. But yeah, definitely Smag.
What about you, Emmy?
I mean, Harry stole mine because I think it's called Mandala on the Highlands, right, or something like that.
Ooh.
I think like yeah, we could have like a whole segment on Enoch in this. Again, shout out to him. He's the master chef. I think I'll go with another one of his decks, which is the one I mentioned, which was the green red, um, which I only played for one tournament, but it was so cool because, well, first of all, it felt like super great. And then at Worlds, I had two separate people coming to me and say that they were playing that deck because they saw the video I did with Enoch and the results from Pro Tour. So I think I'll go with that one. Yeah.
My favorite deck, definitely. Beast. Before it, good players picked it up and did well with.
I'm glad you said set two. Yeah.
Yeah. Before it had Genbu and all that crazy stuff, and Gunblock. Yeah, no, I just liked it. It was I did quite well in Coventry, but I got pro to go to. I didn't one of the trips in Metallica and Pantera and stuff. It was all relative. But yeah, no, just trying to play that deck when there was the T-Rex running wild and stuff. Good. Um, and yeah, okay, the silly aggressive decks. It wasn't like a smart deck to play, but funny. I
I
also
remember how happy you were when you sat down and you sent a picture. It must have been in the group chat where when you found Michaela in your pro tour.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
pack, you found the one that you wanted. You were just so happy. I still
Yes.
remember that.
Yeah, no, it was yeah, it was I've still got those. Okay, I do have them. Because I just didn't want to get rid of them. I got rid of most of my world stuff. I really love those Pro Tour 1 cards as well. I mean, that was just a good trip all in all. Really. I didn't really know anyone that was going. I think a lot of us had that vibe, like Aaron, Sampo, Kieran. Might have known a few, but we all kind of just making the trip blind. It was a very expensive time of year to travel, if I remember rightly. But yeah, no. Um, but yeah, so that is our favorite decks. We're gonna go quickly round and do our favorite ever cards. One card each. So I will go first, and I will say that's probably Michaela, just because some of the combos were silly with Michaela. Um, that was why the deck had a lot. Can't think of any cards that
I'm sorry, I
downloaded.
stole your thunder. I mentioned her before you.
No. I mean, you. I can't stop thinking about it now. But that made it easy. But what about you, Harry? I mean, you've had a lot of. Oh no! Wait, Michaela wasn't my card. Bull Deer, my card. My two-drop white drop from
I knew it
Worlds.
was coming back.
Yeah. I had to because that card it carried me at Worlds, and it wasn't a very good card, but for some reason that field it was, and I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99.9% sure I was the only person in the whole field that had that card in it.
You almost convinced me to play your deck at Worlds because of that card.
I mean, you could have probably done well because you're actually good at the game, but I managed to get 30th with that stupid card. So, but yeah, what about you, Harry? What's your number one card?
It's hard. Like I think in terms of style and design, like I really like K, I really like Smag, I really like Black Lance, really like
Black
Gnomon
Lance,
Guard.
yeah.
But I think like annoyingly, I do have to give it to Ira. I know
Oh no! Oh my
it's quite a
God.
distasteful pick, but like that card carried me the whole of year two.
I cannot wait for the next segment. Emmy, what was your favorite card?
I think special mention Nomengard the Goat.
Oh
That card
yeah,
is
what a card! Yeah,
it's insane. But
yeah.
my favorite card has to be, without a shadow of a doubt, Turbo Rex.
Turbo Rex,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
Turbo
boy,
Rex,
I always loved Rex.
the card that was snubbed.
I had Turbo Rex in my Worlds deck, just because
Yeah.
of you. If I remember rightly, I was like, I'll have a one of it in Emmy's. Kieran,
Well,
I'd always
towards Worlds, it was really
oh yeah, I mean, I was playing
yeah.
a
it was
tempo
played,
deck,
right?
so it was very
Yeah.
good for me. Yeah.
Super good.
What about you?
Smack played it. I played it in Smag at least, even though Worlds won. For me, it's actually quite easy. It's Beldegor.
Oh yeah,
I
legend.
played Beldegor in my deck at launch event when I topped. When I won Liverpool, I played Beldegor. When I topped Worlds, I played Beldegor. Wolverhampton, Beldegor was there. Profess 1, Beldegor was there as well. Like, I mean, I think when you
He
look
didn't
at
get to Worlds though.
no, I tried to make it work in the
Ah.
sushi deck, but like there was just no room for Beldegor. Like it just did not. The power creep is off the rails. I think even for Beldegor, to be honest, for set 6.
Really? That sucks. That card was so.
mm.
I mean,
It is mad.
pretty sure we all played Belgium.
It's just such a
Hello.
nuts. It was also a very like skill intensive card as well. Like like you know all those tricks you can do in BSS, like flash timing, removing cores off your own guy, so your own guy crashes and dies, and you bring back Beldergore to go for that swing to win the game or pop the ice shield. Like
Yeah,
those
for
kind of
sure.
plays is what makes BSS like it made it a really good game.
Yeah, 100%.
I remember ages ago after launch event, actually, when like we just initially exchanged numbers and the WhatsApp group had just been formulated. Me and Kieran are chatting and like
Mm.
talking about lists and stuff. And then we just start talking about Beldegor. It's like, Beldegor seems a bit broken. It seems really crazy. We're joking about how we're gonna get it banned one day, but instead Battle Spirits got banned. So
Yeah, true. True. So all right, so we'll move on to the cards we hated. The Ira hated card. That card completely killed yellow. And maybe not year two, but in year one. Well, no, it was Ira came out at the start of year two, right? Yeah.
yeah.
And I pretty much went exclusively to play yellow at that point, just because it was a game for fun. But yeah, Ira really just it was just like impossible to beat that deck. And I can see why you loved it, Harry. Sized it like an absolute monster with what was the card? Was it the boar?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
Blade.
loop. The old blazing boar loop. That was like so disgusting. Yeah, what about you? What card did you hate them?
I think I'll just take the one for everyone. Hydra. That card is just stupid. It's just the worst design ever seen. In conjunction with Labyrinth, it was just
Literally, if people ask me about Battle Spirits, I tell them about Hydra. Hey, that game. That
It's
sounds
quite funny that the answer for like the both people who didn't really play much in year two was the big bads from set four.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me guess, it's worse from there. But listen to that.
Well, I'm kind of curious to know what Harry's gonna say is he's the most hated. I feel like I feel like there's one card in particular he has to say, but we'll see.
Oh, I feel like I'm being led on there. I'll you know what? I think I'll leave you with the best one then. I'll go for Phantasmal Paradise because that card
Yo, yeah, that
is,
card was
is just it's just
my
like
bread and
it's just
butter.
like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, you know? It's like it's
Mm.
very archetypey. It gives you something for free. I don't like it. But there is one 9 cost ascend thing that maybe Karen will run away with.
I mean, I thought you were gonna say Star Blast, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Starblast gets its own
Starblast
little
as well.
segment as a hated card because that you were appealing for that to be banned from the start, basically, Harry, weren't you?
Yeah, it does just dominate some formats where when summons are more popular and it's like, yeah, I'm playing green aggro, I'm gonna draw 4. It's like, okay, great, you win. But yeah, both of them.
Oh, that was
uh,
me. That was me at one point. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. I didn't do that well, but I got to Pro Tour.
Mm.
we should have done a favorite card for like spells and Nexus and spirits because we all went for spirits, but like
The
Dream Bomb
spirits
is like
spirits are flashy. Like
yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna say that my favorite Nexus is Phantasmal Paradise.
shock.
Counter the error,
No.
counter the Ira. Cool. Me and Harry nemesing each other. But obviously Red always had the advantage.
Yeah.
Paradise was not
I'll
sticking
take
on
that
the
back.
board. Yeah, it was. But yeah, what was
Wait,
your?
Karen, did you choose? No.
No. So honestly, I mean, I know what card Harry was talking about. I feel like if the game kept on going and I kept on playing, it was probably gonna be Magni up there. The sushi ascend. I mean, listen, if you haven't played sushi format, count yourself lucky because that format you weren't even playing BSS in that format. You were literally just counting each other's decks like for the majority of the games, and then just like planning out in your head how many cards do I have to mill. Um, but if I'm saying my most hate,
That was
honestly, it's probably
horrendous. No wonder it
I,
got
I
cancelled.
I can tell you when it was me and Alberto or like me and Nicola, like it was mostly just us counting how many cards in deck, how many cards in deck, because like that's how you win the deck, that's how you win the mirror. Um, But most hated card, I should say, is Norman Guards. To be honest with you, more from a like point of view of playing against, because it just feels bad, man. Like you kill it, they plus, you leave it, they're just like racing away. Like I
No
still
better
to this
card to
day,
dream bomb though, right? No better card to
no,
dream
no
bomb.
better card.
Yeah,
But to this day, I still do not know when to crack the elephant. To this day,
yeah.
and I
I
never
mean,
will.
it was a hard card to play around, 100%. They're all really great choices, honestly. So yeah, let's go to our greatest moment then. So this is our greatest moment that doesn't have to relate to card games. We've already gone through that. So the moment that stands out for you that was like maybe the funniest or just the most epic time. We'll start off with Emmy because he's smirking it. Lined up
I'm
the
actually
list.
smirking because I remember I thought I remember Elephant draw you 3 cards, right? And then I went to read it again. It says draw 3 cards and run 3
Yeah,
cores.
and
I
ram.
completely
Yeah.
forgot about that. It's like this card is stupid. Costs 8 for reductions.
Yeah, I mean that's without that card, White Control
Insane.
didn't have
It
legs.
exists.
Really, yeah.
I mean, listen, like there's too many good times because yeah, we made essentially from Glasgow included, or maybe before, keep me honest on that. But every trip we made, it was like a whole thing. You know, it wasn't let's go to the tournament. It was like let's go to the tournament and meet maybe the day before if we can, or the day off. You know, go for the tournament, but then we have a dinner and a party. So I'm gonna choose one, but it's impossible to choose. But the one I choose is actually the Wolverhampton when after the tournament we organized a dinner and we surprised Marv. Shout out to
Oh
Marv.
yeah, that
Uh,
one.
we
Oh,
surprised Marv because it was actually we didn't know, but so we did. We pulled like a surprise birthday,
yeah. It's
and
an old tour
it was
prank.
hilarious at this restaurant. And I remember they came to me and say, "Do you have a proof of identity that it's his birthday?" And I was like, "Look, he's traveling from Germany. He's here for 2 days. Like, we just pull it out of
That's
the
the
bag."
chestnut. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
But it was awesome because we had this dinner with all of us. There were the Greek, I call it the Greek team. Hope I don't offend them. Our favorite friends, and then there were Matt with his friends as well. It's like a bunch of people, and then we got to celebrate Marv, and then we found out that it was his birthday a week before, and then he gave the most like heartfelt speech
The
in
epic
this
speech.
restaurant,
Yeah.
and it was epic.
Like a movie.
Unfortunately, you know, you had to be there to experience it. In fact, there are videos, but you had to be
He
there
had
to
like
experience it.
sparklers on his bottle of bubbly as well, didn't he? And stuff. It was
It was the best.
outrageous.
It
Yeah.
was really the best. But once again, I just love all the moments. Glasgow was epic as well. And
Yeah, I mean, actually leading on to Glasgow, I think my favorite moment of Battle Spirits was when Andre came to the Glasgow tournament on no sleep after going to like a wedding or stag do or something the night before. So he went to the stag do and then he picked Ollie up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, drove up. Ollie was playing Masters, I'm pretty sure, that tournament. But Andre managed to get like top 4 when he couldn't even keep his eyes open during the games. It was so funny. I don't know if you guys remember that he was wearing like a massive onesie. Uh, he was just
Oh, was that Liverpool?
yeah, it might have been
that
Liverpool.
was
Yeah, Liverpool, not Glasgow. Yeah, my
Yeah, I
bad.
remember. Oh, yeah, because he used like a piece of paper for his like playmat and everything.
Because he had no
Yeah.
playmat, so we drew him a playmat on like 3 pieces of plain A4, and yeah, he came 4th in that tournament, something ridiculous. And
Yeah, he finished top 4. Yeah.
yeah, and he couldn't even keep his eyes open. I was in the car with him, driving him back to the hotel, and he was literally falling asleep. So I had to like wind the windows down and just shout in his face, like, oh, it was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, he's such a humble guy and literally never practiced really our whole thing. But yeah, for him to do so well in that state was so funny to see. But yeah, what about you, Kieran? What was your highlight?
Yeah, problem because I'm still thinking. But I mean, like the thing is, there's so many moments of like this game. I'm trying to think like outside the game. I think for me, it's probably going to be something like I want to say like Germany year two. To be honest, I think from like a locals point of view, our locals has always been a very tight knit community. And we had more people join us kind of this year as
Do
well.
you want to shout out? Do you want to shout out your local community members?
Yeah, I'll shout out like most of them. But no, I mean, like obviously the Play Nation boys was always there. And you know, like Ben, Kian, Josh, um, Tom. I know was an addition for year two as well. I know some people got to meet Tom as well. I mean, he helped kind of fund the year two kind of cash support. To be honest with you, in terms of buying all the collections. But I think that was like the first trip where all of us kind of went outside the EU because I think most of our group was always kind of staying within the UK and not going outside of that to any of the events. So that was quite a good event to kind of be from a bonding point of view and being as friends, getting out and traveling together. So that was really good.
Awesome. Right. So, Harry, did you say your greatest tournament?
Nah.
Yeah, I was going to say I was about
Yeah.
to move on without. Surely you've got lots of spectacular moments.
Oh man, there were so many memories and so many forgettings as well. It was wonderful. Yeah, I would agree with all of that, and I think yeah, the most recent Germany one was really nice in that you had a lot of people who we hadn't seen for ages. Like there were a lot of familiar faces there that I hadn't seen since year one, like midway through year one, and they all expressed that they just wanted to come to see people again, like to see us again, which was really sweet, really touching. I think in terms of the night out, it's hard because there have been many glorious moments, all of which have been mentioned here, but it would be impossible not to mention Milan. That night out was sensational, absolutely incredible. Shout out Emmy right here for doing all the organizing. I'm not normally one for the old night clubbing, as the youths would say, but Emmy took us to a banger. It was amazing. We had everyone there. We Ollie coming through as well, like just cracking up, laughing. Yeah, Milan was a banger for sure.
Yeah, what a time! What a time! So yeah,
Sorry about Milan. Can I just say, Josh arrived on like 3 hours of sleep, and like no, arrived, had 3 hours of sleep, judged the whole day, and then came out, partied. So he was like on 3 hours of sleep, worked all day, came out, party, and then the day after you had to judge the top eight. I just remember you not understanding how you were standing at like 2 in the morning. Um, yeah, it was
yeah, it was horrendous. These musts. I think it was due to work. I had to come in late. But
yes, I think it was something like that. Well,
the tournament felt strange. Time. Right. Yeah, good times. Sure. And sad that we won't be able to recreate them in the Battle Spirits world, but who knows? Maybe maybe they'll bring out Battle Spirits and try again in another 10 years. But yeah, so we'll quickly move on as we're running out of time here. So what's next for us? So I am now working full time in the tournament organizing world. I am doing Bandai tournament and Warhammer stuff. So that's basically my life now. And I'd say Battle Spirits was a big part of getting me there. Doing that tournament plan and getting such a good reception from all of you guys was a great foundation for doing regional level tournament for Bandai, because before that I was mainly doing online stuff where I kind of peaked to the top. Yeah, no, definitely a huge turning point for me. I always wanted to judge in person, but most of the time I preferred to play. But at that point in Battle Spirits, it felt better about facilitating the tournament. But yeah, what about you guys? What are you doing now? Oh, I'm playing Star Wars Unlimited, and we're still posting a bit of content here and there. We've been a bit slack off recently, but we do have some new content coming up with the new set, which should be quite lively. But what about you, Kieran? What are you up to?
Probably one of the more boring of the lot. Nowadays, it's just kind of work and chilling, really. From a card game point of view, there's not really any new card games on the market. I think that really interests me or my play group. We're quite picky. Obviously, we kind of all play games together. I think that's the main thing about our play group. Like we all play games together, so really all of us need to be into a game, and there's no like game currently out there that we all kind of would feel like we could move to. We kind of just done the very like retirement TCG approach of just play like Commander basically at the moment. Very boring approach, but it's just kind of the social thing to do, right? But
Well,
yeah,
they've got Final Fantasy a Cloud one deck coming out, so
yeah.
I'm buying into it. Then I love Final Fantasy and I love Magic. That was the first card game I ever played. So
I think like after like BSS was great, but I think like it's like it's a lot of competitive events back to back to keep doing, and I think I'm kind of enjoying like not having to worry about any events or anything like that. It can be quite draining, I feel like, doing it very
yeah,
consistently for a
absolutely.
long time. So
Yeah, especially when you're having to practice up with ever changing meta.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
year
why I
one
like
was all
to support
about
Worlds
that,
and
right?
stuff. Yeah, year one was very like
Mm.
draining. It felt like in terms of the amount of testing and dedication you're putting into it.
Yeah, I mean they gave us that prize money for us
Mm.
throwing our lives into it, didn't they? So that was definitely a big factor for me initially, and I just fell in love with creating fun times we had pretty much. But yeah, what about you, Emmy? Next for you, what you doing with yourself?
I have followed you into Star Wars Unlimited. I got lured in by the game mechanics. I really like. You know, the resource from hands and the turn-based, action-based turns where it's both turns and you go action by action, kind of like chess-like. I really like, and I got in with like little to no knowledge of the Star Wars universe. Just watched like odd movies, and it's growing on me. It's weird. Like it must be in the like 0.1% of people that play Star Wars Unlimited that have started playing the card game and then got into the IP. That's a crazy funnel, to be honest. But doing that and
I mean,
yeah, it's,
Ollie's the same from our podcast. He knew nothing about Star Wars when he started
uh,
playing it.
I guess we're the two odds. No, I think the game is really good and it really like got a lot of players in. We mentioned Alex Blandin, Tata, which are part of I think like the biggest team right now. um Enjoying making videos, and we got kind of like um partnered with FFG and Asmodee because they send us the product now, so it's great to get like some recognition from them as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was gave us a good push. Also casting over
Yeah, I
the
did
London
casting.
GP.
I really like that.
Yeah, that
That
was
was
a good
something I want
weekend.
to do more. But
We
coming up, speaking of tournaments, there's a big regional in Liverpool and then in Lille in France.
yeah, I can't make either Warhammer.
Mm, that's sad.
um,
But
but I am
yeah, the
touring
price is not
America,
the
so
same
I've got that to look forward to.
this year.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
May. It just got announced actually. We been like 4 months of stress getting the P1 visa. Like insanely mad hoops to jump through, and
Mm.
yeah, I'm looking forward to going and play some hateful metal across America. What an appropriate time to be doing it. But yeah, what about you, Harry? What's next for you?
Yeah, similar to Kieran, I guess. Like I'm not someone who needs to or even likes having a TCG on the go constantly. It kind of just has to feel right, and then you ride the wave for a bit and then dip out of it. So with Battle Spirits, I think the game, as you said earlier, Josh, mechanically was really interesting and really fun. It was just a great game, especially year one. But then also the community was really nice, and we always emphasized a no wankers policy, basically, because TCG communities can be incredibly toxic, and so yeah, we just wanted everyone to get along and be friends, and the fact that it's blossomed into what it has done is really awesome. So
It was
while
very
they're
much
on,
a safe space, right, for people, as well as a place to get absolutely messed up in.
for sure, and it's a rare thing, I think. Even though the community is quite small, like you see the contrast, particularly like this year. I've been in the US more playing in those tournaments, seeing that side of the aisle, and it's very different in terms of the sort of camaraderie that we have with each other on the EU side compared to over there, where it's a lot more individualistic, I guess, and things are a lot more localized into smaller teams. But yeah, I would say, and we have people watching who are fans. It surprises even us. And I've had people messaging like just wondering if they're like, oh, we'll never see each other again. We'll never have these nights out. We'll never hang out. Like I think once those relationships are made, like I'll definitely be seeing all of you without a TCG context needed. So fear not. And who knows, maybe there will be another game. Maybe me and Kieran get peer pressured into Star Wars as well at some point.
I mean, it's very
There's so
fun.
many games coming out, man. Like the market is so oversaturated. I'm kind of surprised I'm not playing
But
anything.
to be fair, like Star Wars Unlimited is doing surprisingly well. It's doing better than Lorcana and other big titles. So it really is built a solid foundation on the first three sets. And locals and stuff for me is 20 strong still. Oh, so I only see it getting better and better. Really, hopefully it meets that trajectory that One Piece has, and because yeah, we're doing a One Piece tournament for KTC, and it sold out in 5 minutes. 1,024 players. So
Nuts.
imagine if
If
Battle
they
Spirits was
start
like
doing-
that. That would have been
That's
brilliant.
crazy.
They just have to start doing sexy Padme prize cards.
Yeah, I mean,
out in a minute. That will get me in right away.
they are getting into like numbered cards and stuff at the moment, so they're trying to diversify into that. Because to be fair, the art put a lot of people off on the first few sets, but they've listened to the feedback, and the company seem to be doing great with it. So, but yeah, no, yeah. So it's been lovely.
One thing I would say, Josh, what's next for the game for Battle Spirit? I just want
Oh
to
yeah, true.
give a shout out because Ayumu, good friend of the channel, shout out to him. He launched a project called Battle Spirit Saga Legacy Project, BSSLP, together with a few other folks. So perhaps in the link we're gonna in the description we'll put a link to one of his latest posts, but you can go and learn from there. But essentially, this group is trying to keep the game alive unofficially by developing set 7, and I think they put out a call for whoever wants to join and help out. So I don't know if you guys have more information about it.
I think they're mostly doing it on the BSSDB Discord server as well, Bloody's Discord server. So we can probably link that as well. I know you're a bit more involved, Hari, actually, so you might have.
A bit, yeah. I think you're right in that it is in that Discord, and yeah, they're working on set 7 and a ban list because let's face it, Magni needs to get bonked down. It's a bit too good.
I think I saw them keeping the original ban list, but just throwing Magni on there for now and more. I mean, that sushi deck had like fucking 10 cards that could have been banned. To be honest with you, like it's pretty
Yeah,
absurd.
bullet train is still a problem for sure. But yeah, we have seen these fan continuations do quite well, like with the really old Harry Potter card game, for example. I don't know if any of you ever played that. That was actually my first TCG probably. And it is a lot of fun. But yeah, there's like a fan community for that, and they do additional sets and they have tournaments and things like that. So I'm sure that in Ayumu's very capable hands, the Battle Spirits itch will continue to get scratched.
Yeah, that is definitely exciting to see, and definitely something we can support potentially on this channel in the future. So yeah, so that's about it, guys, for the pod. Let's do some shout outs and final goodbyes. Yeah, let's try and shout out everyone. I'm gonna
We just read out the whole group chat.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. We'll try and go through. Sorry if we forget anyone, but I'll shout out our Finnish friends first because I am actually going to see them soon. They're coming to play Digimon in a few weeks. So Sampo and the legendary Atu, the man that raved at 3 a.m. at night and then came second in Pro Tour the next morning, or the same morning that he was out raving. Also, we've already talked about him, but Enoch, the first guy I ever played at Battle Spirits, and became synonymous with us all, and a great mentor and someone that had strong passion with the game. What about you, Harry? You want to lay out a few names?
Oh, there's loads. Obviously, we've got the Play Nation crew. We've got Emmy Frankie, the Italian duo. Josh and
Carlo, the trio.
Carlo as well,
yeah. Don't forget. Carlo played more games than all of us put together, probably on Discord.
True.
That guy was relentless.
Yeah, there's so many, honestly. We've got Marv as well, absolute legend, one of the most heartfelt people. He's moved to Flesh and Blood now. I know there's quite a lot of people who are moving into Flesh and Blood, so if anyone's interested, I'm sure that we can push them in the right direction if need be. And yeah, I think shout out
Julia as well, our American friend, came all the way from America.
Yeah, Julia as well. I stayed with her for a few weeks in the run up to Worlds, got a lot of testing done, so it was great hanging out there. And yeah, child. I mean, and Anthony, obviously, he got me into the game. I wouldn't have heard about it without him. Connor, Willie, the Shafik Rangers.
The Shafik Rangers, the legendary Shafik Rangers, yeah. Those playmats were...
If I do pick up another TCG, that playmat is gonna make a comeback.
Oh, it's got
the real
to.
ones will know.
Yeah, the real ones will know, definitely. What about you, Kieran? Can you think of some names to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, in terms of groups, there's obviously you guys on the pod, obviously, the Play Nation boys as well, of course, the bread and butters. I always hate shouting out individuals in case you miss someone, but
yeah, I said we probably will.
Just off the top of my head, I feel like the people that come to mind, and if anyone doesn't, don't kick yourself. But for me, I have to shout out massively people like Aaron. I mean, he comes down to Play Nation locals, even to this day. You know, he still comes down like once a month to hang out and chill.
Me, Andre, and Aaron have a wrestling group chat. That regularly. Aaron's in good way at the moment. He's still playing card games as well, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Dude, we met in the Magic Pro Tour chat.
He said he told me about this voice chat encounter that he had with you.
So good.
He's everywhere, man. But and I also shout out Aoife as well. She's been a really big help. We kind of definitely year 2 as well, bring a lot of ideas together. And she was like pretty much one of the main people I spoke to for Worlds, actually. So yeah, and I guess shout out to anyone who just doesn't like me as well. Feed the negativity, right?
Yeah.
Give them motivation.
Who wouldn't like you, man?
Spicy.
Yeah.
One person I forgot to shout out was Theo. My Padawan. I actually got him. I was there in spirit in Germany year 2 because I was responsible for the judge team. They asked me, the TO asked me to get the judge team, and Theo jumped in because he was living in Germany, and then I think a Yumu came in last minute because you got more numbers than expected. So, yeah, it was really fun empowering him, and because he was a bit nervous at first to do the job, and I was just like, "You can do it, bro." And as far as I know, he had a really good time doing it. So it's just sad that we couldn't build on that because I was trying to get them to become do the judging and stuff. They were very passionate about it, but it was good to at least give them at least one shot at it. and you guys can tell me how good they were at it. But yeah, what about you, Emmy? You got some more shout outs? Obviously, we've got all the Italian guys, Alberto, etc.
Yeah, exactly. Like shout out to the Italian community that is just like in love with this game, and
Admin.
I feel for them. Um, yeah, I have so many people in Italy as well. Like I second what Kieran said. Like names are hard because I can
Mhm.
think of a 20 right now, but maybe it's 25. So yeah, shout out to everyone, community in Italy, community in Greece, again, Thor and everyone out there. Um, Shout out to my day ones. Well, Frankie is the first person that I met uh, playing the game that I'm still in contact with, and Marv actually. Uh, Shout out to Krish, which
Chris.
is in our Star Wars podcast, but actually we matched at the launch event,
Yeah,
which
Chris. I love
incidentally is
Chris.
the only time he played the game.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's true.
we met there.
I
Yeah,
got to
it's
say a huge shout out to Gabriel as well, and Russell, who I
mm,
played with at Fanboy. We were living the locals' dream until until there was no dream. And Matt
yeah,
as well, who's a decent part of the community. He was from Warrington, so he used to come down and do some tournaments with us in Manchester. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean that's a lot of the community. The Greeks as well, like we said
yes,
here, etc.
yeah,
The true dragons player of the
true,
community.
true, true, true.
Um, and the Americans as well.
Yeah,
We
Adrian from the US. Oh,
yeah,
but there's too many. There's too many names.
so many Americans.
Yeah,
Obviously Alex Blandon was he came over a lot, and we had him on the pod a
yeah.
few times, which was really fun to get him on. Um,
Caleb, our
Yeah,
first
Caleb on the
world champ.
panel. That was good.
but
But
yeah,
aren't we so glad that the last world champion was European? That
yeah,
the top
absolutely.
two
That's
Top
good.
Brexit
two,
Oh,
gang.
Travi as well.
Travi,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
Travis
about names now. Travi that is following to Insu as well.
What's gonna happen is you're gonna be sleeping tonight. You're gonna be like, damn, I forgot to
Oh,
shout
I
out this
forgot
list
that.
of
Yeah,
people. Like,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, my
100%.
girlfriend, damn.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think as well, it's about like shouting out like everyone who kind of came up to us as well, whether we were
yeah,
in
of course.
EU or NA. Like
Anyone
we
that
had a lot.
watched our content and stuff,
I mean, me
yeah,
and Hari had a lot of people coming up, even at Orlando, talking about the pod and stuff. Like even
Yeah,
after it's been so long. So I think massive shout out to everyone who kind of came up to us.
yeah, huge appreciation. I mean, we started from nothing. This channel, we just wanted to chat about the game and
Mm.
help build a community, and we did a lot of episodes. I can't. I think we did 24 podcasts, and then a bunch of like gameplay and all sorts of
We
a
did
lot
we did a lot.
a lot of effort for guys that had never really done a PC channel, and I think we did a great job. Like you say, a lot of people still coming up to you in Orlando. It was very rewarding, even though we did just actually chat about the game. So thank you to
Yeah.
everyone that's watched our stuff. But yeah, great experience. And yeah, I'll always cherish battles. So any last words before we head out?
Um, I don't
Thank
know.
you.
Do we just blame Bandai or something? I don't know. Like,
may the
Ah,
pros decide, I think.
I mean, I've always said like BSS is going to make an amazing case study of like how not to run a TCG.
in
Yeah.
conclusion, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I-
like especially with the budget and the money, right? Like,
It's
yeah,
the friends we made along the way, unironically, in this. I think.
I will mention this final anecdote. I was at a recent event, and at this recent event, there was um, one of the developers for Battle Spirits Saga, and he recognized myself and Carlo because they met us at Dark Sphere at locals when the game launched, and they came to us and they said, "Oh, uh, very sorry about Battle Spirit Saga. I know you guys were playing locals, and we met actually at Worlds as well.
Yeah, I mean, Tatsuro
It's
was
like
very, very passionate about Battle Spirits. He,
very
he
apologetic.
he would come to a lot of the tournaments and ask us about balance and stuff. Then, yeah, I remember him showing me the little one cost dinosaur and saying, "I'm going to ban this. What do you think?" And I was like, "Oh my god, that's very controversial." But yeah, no, the passion they put into the game was undeniable. It just had fortunate failings in a market that very oversaturated. But like I say,
Amongst other
I'm
decisions.
thankful for the time we had, and I'm sure you guys are as well. And talking about time, that is time on the round.
Time on the round.
Yeah, time on the round. So yeah, we'll see you guys all again, and thanks for checking out the pod. Give us a comment below. If we forgot your name, we are very. Peace. Bye.